The Rasgueado is a flamenco guitar strumming technique. It's an explosive percussive effect that you can use when playing your chords. We're going to be using capo on the 7th fret here today. Traditionally, flamenco guitarists would capo because, well, it gives the guitar a brighter sound and it would be easier for their sound to cut over what the dancers are doing with the capo on there. So we have the capo on the 7th fret. The two chords we'll work with are your basic E chord. If we think of the capo as the open strings of the guitar, then we'd say middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the D string, and pointer finger on the 1st fret of the G string. So there's your basic E chord. We'll call it an E even though it's sounding as a B chord. The next chord we're going to play, well, the form of it would be F major 7 sharp 11 over E. We'll call it F. But another way we could look at the chord would be C major 7 sharp 11 over B. That's what it's sounding out as with the capo on the 7th fret. And that chord sounds really complicated, but all you really do is you take that E chord that we had before, and you're just going to move everything up 1 fret. We'll just call that a flamenco F. F major 7 sharp 11 over E is the technical name. Alright, so for example 1, we'll put that E chord on. We're going to set our right hand up the same way that we did when we did the Introduction to Classical Guitar and the tremolo exercise. So if you haven't seen those, check those out. We'll talk about the right hand position. To start with, you're going to rest your right hand thumb on the D string. And then this is what's happening with the right hand. Basically, you make a fist, and then you open your fist in such a way that the back of the nail on your pointer finger is going to brush against your 3 thinnest strings. The other fingers are moving sympathetically. They don't need to go all the way, but if you try to keep them all the way, that's going to create some tension. You can actually feel that. If you hold the other fingers in and you move the pointer finger, you can feel the tension you're creating. So that's your downstroke by opening the hand. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to close the hand and you're going to brush the 3 thinnest strings with the other side of the nail, your pointer finger nail. So example 1, we get this little alternation going. We're going down, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. If you like, you could change to that F chord, the flamenco F. Once you get the hang of that, you don't really need to brace your thumb all the time, which means that you could hit all 6 strings. A little variation of example 1, just where we're playing all the strings. Okay, for example 2, we're going to incorporate the rest of the fingers on the right hand. Not the thumb yet, but the rest of the fingers. We're going to start in a similar position, basically making a fist. You might rest your thumb on your low E string to get the hang of this at first. You're going to open up and send out your pinky finger, almost like a little switchblade, then the ring finger, then the middle finger, then the pointer finger. In example 2, you can think of that as a triplet, like 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet. Eventually what you want to do, though, is you want to create what drummers call a flam. A flam is when you have 2 or more different attacks or articulations that are happening very close together and create the sound of a very fat, thick attack. So instead of the 1 triplet, 2 triplet, you're more or less setting them together but just splayed slightly. I could stop resting the thumb on the low E string here and include the low E with that. So slowly 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, or all together. You can change between the chords. Slowly. Okay, for example 3, we're going to combine example 1 and example 2. The first thing we'll do is we'll do exactly what we just did in example 2. Play a big E chord like that. And then we'll pull the pointer finger back across the string like we did in example 1. And then back down with the pointer, and then back up. So it's like down with all of them, then up with the pointer, down with the pointer, up with the pointer. That strum from example 2 adds emphasis, so you could use those less often to build the tension, and then more often in a sort of an explosive way. So. For example 4, we'll get the thumb involved. Here's what we're going to do. Imagine you're turning a doorknob. That's basically the motion that you're making with your thumb here. Or like Fonzie, hey, like that. After you do that, you extend your ring finger just like you did in the main strum, but just the ring finger, and then just the pointer finger. I'll do that on each chord. I can combine these techniques.